Hello, I'm Brenda Bingham with the Blue Star Mothers, and I have with me today Bill Cooley with the VVA 940. And we're going to share a little bit today about the Veterans Day Parade coming up. And Bill has stepped up to the plate to help us organize this year. So he's the man. So he's going to share a little bit with you about what we're doing and what's going on. Bill?
Well, we're getting real close. We've got more entries right now than we had last year. We've got over 30, somewhere around 35 entries. Mm-hmm. This year, for change, we've got 3 bands instead of just 1. We've got a real good military presence coming from the base, and also the ROTC from Enid High is having mm-hmm. a big group there. We'll also have a lot of Enid local dignitaries in the parade, and our Grand Marshal is a World War II vet, and we have a big presence of different motorcycle clubs that support Veterans Affairs mm-hmm. and Veterans groups and things like that, and then just a lot of local veterans walking and riding in the parade,
right?
And a lot of businesses that are putting out floats and things like that mm-hmm. to help make our parade better and stuff.
Right, and this year we're gonna line up on Independence.
Yeah, that independent. Well, the first say 15 entries will be starting at the ballpark and going back from there, and then the next 15 or so will be lined up behind the conference center, and then the rest, anything that's behind that in the parade, will come back up Independence.
Okay.
By the spot parking lot, or the convention center parking lot.
Okay, and we're going to start the lineup at 8:30, and the parade starts at 10.
Yes, ma'am.
So, we won't know the actual lineup though until next week, right?
Right, when we sit down for our meeting, we'll get all the entries in.
Right.
Hopefully.
And then on the entries, I think there's a deadline, but we don't really go by that. We'd like to have it by next Tuesday, which is what, the 6th?
6th.
I think. And so if you have an entry, please get it in to us. And it's not the importance of you've got to have an entry. It's that we need to be able to read what you are, who you're representing, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that wants to be in the parade, whether they've filled out an entry form or anything, that feel free to come down. Mm-hmm. My whole thing since we started the parade, when I took over this year, was the more the merrier. The more people we have in the parade, the more people we have watching the parade, and the more people come out for the parade, the happier the veterans feel about what they did for the country and stuff like that. You know, it's just, I hope to make it better each year as we get bigger, as it grows. You know, if I'm able to keep doing it as being in charge of the parade. But we'd like to invite all the city of Enid to come out, support the local veterans. Mm-hmm. Not only that, the parade also is aimed towards our first responders, our local police, fire department. Hopefully the sheriff's department will come through. Mm-hmm. The Life EMS is in it, things like that. Mm-hmm. The people that, more or less, people don't think about it, but they put their lives on the line every day for us, just like our troops do.
That's right, that's right. And we for sure want to honor our veterans and show them that we care. And some of us work on that all the time, but for a veteran, from your standpoint, it's very important to know that people care about you, and you want to show that, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I hit it basically my whole life.
Right.
I didn't talk about being a veteran. I mean, I had my inner pride, and it didn't hit me till my son joined the Army also. Mm-hmm. And on that day, I hung a flag on the front porch, and it's been there ever since. But, until I retired and realized what goes on in the veteran world, how they're treated, how they're taken care of, or not taken care of. And, the pride in the American military has just come back in the last, 8-10 years, something like that.
Right, right.
And even today, when people say thank you for your service, I don't know what to say to them.
Right.
Except just thank you, or, you know, I was just a kid doing what I was told to do, and I was trying to stay alive, you know.
Exactly.
And I did, but you know, I read things all the time that, you know, I'm not a hero, but I knew and served with a lot of heroes that didn't come home.
That's right. And that matters too. So, you know, and as a mother of a military person, you know, I think we want to reach out. We don't want our sons and daughters to be kind of blown off like you guys was in the Vietnam era. But it's okay. But we're here. I didn't mean to open old wounds there, but you know, we want to honor all veterans, and we want to make sure that they're all recognized, and we want to show that how much we care about them. And this is their day. It's not Blue Star Mother's Day. It's not someone else's day. It's veterans.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what reason. I don't know whether you know why it's November the 11th every year.
Well, I've heard it, but I can't quote it. I can tell you that.
The U.S. Congress made it an official holiday and a national day after World War I, because the armistice that ended World War I was signed on the 11th day of the 11th month at 11 a.m. in the morning. And so therefore every year we always have it on the 11th, was the actual day of our Veterans Day. But, you know, being Midtown America, we don't stop. So we hold it on the Saturday before, or the, you know, whichever, the Saturday after, whichever's closest, you know.
Right.
Just like most holidays we would do.
Yes. And, you know, for me, I'm very proud to be a part of it. I love honoring our veterans and our military men wherever they are and whatever they're doing. So, and we're really grateful for you to step up this year and keep this going, because you know, a lot of times it's just not continuing on because people just don't want to take charge. But we appreciate you doing that.
Like I told you, I said I helped last year, but I just sat there and watched what was going on. And then when we was talking about it this year, and they said, well, I needed somebody to step up and take over, and I looked around the room and nobody said anything. So I just sat there for a minute and said, heck, I used to build multi-million-dollar buildings so I can run a parade. So, you know, it's either that or sit at home and do what I always do, which is a whole lot of nothing. Yeah. So I decided I would take this on, and you know, and a couple other things now that I've volunteered to do since then. So, you know, I guess my life is going to change a lot here in the next few years. But I just feel lucky to be the age I'm at and what I've been through in life, and to still be able to give back.
That's good.
To the community and to the veterans and to the military and stuff like that. It's just something that every day gets a little stronger inside of me.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. And on going on with the parade, if there's anyone out there that we've missed getting a hold of, Bill's number is on the flyer. It's in the paper.
Yeah.
My
Hopefully
number.
It's on the radio.
Yes, and my number's out there. You can get a hold of me through the Blue Star Mothers, as always. But you know, you can call us, you can email us, just whatever, you know. We would like to have it a big turnout, and the AMBUCS is going to help us out this year and get all the flags up.
All around the downtown square.
That's nice. And then our MC. You want to tell them about our MC? We're pretty proud of him.
The MC this year is Eddie Fisher, who used to be a disc jockey on, I think, KOFM for years and years. He hasn't been on radio or anything like that for a long time. He did a lot of disc jockeying afterwards in clubs and stuff like that. But he's not a veteran, but he's very proud American that wanted to help, and he felt very honored that I thought about him and asked him to join us. And I think he'll do a wonderful job, and hopefully make a little bit of lightheartedness along the way, because he does like to tell stories and stuff.
And he knows how to take care of the public on radio.
Yeah.
So
but he works for the Garfield County now. But
So-
he is, I think he'll be a great addition to our parade.
I think so too. And we're hoping to have a lot of, or I shouldn't say a lot, but we do have several cars that's going to be in the parade. And we've got a special car that's going to be in the parade. And you've got to come to see it, though. I think we should keep that a secret, do you?
Well, we actually supposed to have two, actually.
Oh, okay.
The very first one and probably one of the very last ones are something that people would like to see, I think.
Right, right. So we're looking forward to this. And of course, you know, we're always anxious to see how the community turns out to show their pride.
Hopefully we'll have good weather.
That's right.
Last year was cold and wet last year,
Yes.
but we went right on and trudged right
That's
through
right.
it anyway. So
We went through there and our hair looked like a mess and we was
something
just
wet, but
wet and it was a mess, but it was really good. So anyway, and I believe Benny's Barn's supposed to be there.
you know, Benny Barnes is supposed to be there. They have a trailer in there for our. They have a program out at Benny's called Horses for Heroes.
Right.
And they promote it and help with the deal. And that's a little program where the veterans can go out and work with horses, find out about horses, find the love and affection of horses, how they make you feel, and then also ride the horses when there's not. A lot of people don't know what Bennies do, but they work with special needs children.
They do.
But they work with special needs adults just as well. And so they'll be in it. We also, for the first time this year, we have a new motorcycle group that's formed here in Enid, which is kind of rare. But it is an all ladies motorcycle group.
Awesome.
So I think there's like 2 or 3 of them are actual veterans, and the lady that's in charge of it or put it all together to be in the parade. If everything works right, all of them have, her mother was a veteran and her grandfather was a veteran. And they're going to have signs on the sides of their motorcycles of who they're representing in the parade as they come by. And they're like, I think it's supposed to be either 16, 18 of them. And it's all ladies, no men, anything like that, which is, you know, usually the ladies are, you see them riding on the back behind the men. Unless you're in Texas and down there everybody rides. But,
Well,
it's different for up here.
That's good. And, you know, like you said, Benny's Barn is good for the veterans. So, you know, some of them's fighting PTSD, and sometimes it's good for them to be able to go out and just
I worked
settle.
out there for 3 years. When they first opened up, I helped them open it up and worked for 3 years until my health caught up to me at 71 that I couldn't do it anymore. So now I do this. I've started doing this instead. But if you've never been out there, it's a godsend to go out there and just and see what they do and the miracle work that they do with children. It
is. Well, our time is about up, so we need to end this, but I would like to ask y'all to please think of our troops, our veterans, past and present. Continue to support our troops, past and present. And I thank you, Bill, for coming on here and sharing this.
Now that it's over with.
Now that it's over with. Okay. And so continue to pray for America, and we hope to see you November the 10th at 10 o'clock. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Vicki Grants, and this is Jet, and we're with the Enid SPCA, and we are working really hard to make Enid a more humane community. Be sure and check us out on Community Talk.